It's D-U-E-U tell. I see you by this point, you're reading my mind. It's time for football. We about to keep this thing moving. I'm about it, you're with it, let's do it. We gon' make this thing official, you heard me? If you're the best, then let's prove it. The goal is set to have a team become a unit, man. We about to keep this thing moving. I'm about it, you're with it, let's do it. We gon' make this thing official, you heard me? If you're the best, then let's prove it. The goal is set to have a team become a unit, yeah.
Welcome to Football Game Plan's NFL All-32 show here on the Game Plus Network. I am Emery Hunt, the czar of the playbook. It is week 18 in the NFL season, and we have a lot to get into in this episode. But firstly, be sure to follow me on Twitter at FBallGamePlan. Instagram, it's all one word, at Football Game Plan, and on YouTube at youtube.com/FootballGamePlan. And like I said before, we're at week 18 in the NFL season. It's the last week of the regular season. There's a lot of games that don't matter, but there still are some that have significant playoff implications, whether teams can get in the playoffs or be out of the playoffs. We'll still have some seeding that can take place. So we'll focus a little bit on some of those key matchups that you want to keep an eye on this weekend. And the NFL has no Thursday night game, so we don't have a game tonight, but we also have games on Saturday and Sunday. They end on Sunday, no Monday night game this weekend as we start to prepare for the playoffs. The first game on Saturday is Kansas City at Denver. The reason why this is still important for the Kansas City Chiefs is that they're still trying to get seeding. They still have an outside shot at the number one seed in the AFC playoffs, and so they really need to get this win on the road. They're coming off of a loss to Cincinnati, and the Bengals expose some weaknesses in that defense, the ability to play one-on-one out there on a perimeter going deep down the field. Unfortunately for Kansas City, they won't have to worry about that in this matchup versus the Broncos. Why? Because we know the Broncos may have a little bit of injury or COVID issues coming into this game, which means they may not have a lot of their key players. Plus, they should be able to pressure a guy like Drew Lock and force some errant throws. Drew Lock is not Joe Burrow, so he doesn't challenge them in the same way. So I think from that perspective, Kansas City should be in good shape to get the win over their rival, the Denver Broncos. Next up, we have another big game between Dallas and Philadelphia. Unfortunately for both teams, the Eagles are already in, so they may be in a situation where they can rest some guys, although they will play the first round, so they kind of want to keep that momentum going, and they also want to prove that they can beat the Dallas Cowboys. Now, for the Cowboys, I don't think they have a chance to get the number one seed, so how much will they rest their starters in this game? Now, they still can end up with the number two seed. If they get the number two seed, they'll have to play this Eagles team again in round one of the playoffs. If they sit pat at number 4 or number 3, they avoid Philly completely. Right now, the Rams have the number 2 seed. So we'll see how that goes. But I truly believe that the Cowboys will rest some starters, although they shouldn't. I think we'll see them maybe pull the reins back a little bit. We'll see Philly do the same thing. So this game may start off competitive, and then we'll start to see the backups flood in as they try to get those guys some rest before their games next weekend. So with that being the backdrop, you tend to focus on the depth, and you look at the Eagles backup quarterback in Gardner Minshew over what the Cowboys have as their backup, and so we'll see if that's going to be the case here. But I truly think the Cowboys have more than enough depth on defense and on offense to take care of business. Philly will play tough for that first quarter. They'll pull their starters, I believe, or whoever pulls their starters first, I'm going with the other team. But right now, I'm going with the Cowboys to get the win here, especially when you consider someone like Michael Gallup that got hurt against Arizona. The Cowboys want to be at full strength as they can be heading into that first round matchup. So they don't want to risk it here against a team like Philly that they may have to play. So I don't think we'll see a lot of Dallas Stars, especially now that we know that Micah Parsons, the outstanding rookie who could end up being a defensive MVP, won't play because he's on the COVID list. So I would expect to see the Cowboys play a lot of backups here. So, I will flip it around. Let's go Philly in this game. I did a flip-flop there. I'm going to go Philly for all those reasons that I said. So expect Philly to get the win on Saturday night at home against the Cowboys. Now, we'll take a break. And coming off that break, we're going to go inside the lab, Hunt's Playbook, with another throwback joint of me on the whiteboard talking about how you want to sequence offense and have success. Because it's not just about one play and then go on to the next play. You want to sequence plays in unison, so therefore the defense doesn't know what's coming. So we'll dive into that on the other side of this break and be back with more Football Game Plan's NFL All-32 show here on the Game Plus Network. Welcome to FootballGamePlan.com, where football makes sense. I'm Memory Hunt, the czar of the playbook, bringing you another edition of Inside the Lab, Hunt's Playbook, where today we're going to be talking about designing and calling plays in sequence. All right, now here's a play we're going to describe, and it's all about designing a play and building off of the same exact play, utilizing the same exact motions and blocking assignments. Usually your blocking assignments will alter a little bit as far as play action pass and regular drop back passes are concerned. But the play we're going to work with is called far right zoom end around. And after this, we're going to have the play action, we're going to have the drop back pass, we're going to have different ways you can utilize this play as far as designing and sequencing your offense. So far right zoom end around. The reason why it's called far right, the tailback is furthest away from the tight end. So this is your Y, and this is your Z, and this is your X. A back, B back. Tailback furthest away from the tight end, far formation. Far right, designating the strong side of the formation. And so we're going to do zoom. Zoom is telling you the motion of the Z receiver. Now we were going to do a sprint, or as far as him just running, as you see like on those jet sweeps. So we're just going to call this a zoom, just a regular slow motion coming across. We're going to hand him the ball right here, and here's how we're going to block it. Now, first of all, we have it against a 50 front. Now, we know defensive coordinators can draw up any type of stunts, blitzes, different types of coverages to defend this. So this is not attacking a certain type of coverage. This is showing you how to sequence your play. So we're not going to even give these guys any type of coverage besides your base formation. So we're just going to try to show you how to block it and how to sequence plays and designing your plays if you're an offensive coordinator. So this is against a 50 front. You see here we're going to block this, and it's important that everything has to look the same way, and we'll explain why. So let's say we want the tight end to attack this strong safety. He's going to block him. So he's going to stalk up here and attack the strong safety. That's his guy. Big on big right here, tackle on tackle. We want the backside guard and the center to combo to this on his nose tackle. The center's going to combo and move up to the Mike backer. So that way we can get the Mike backer block. That's important because we don't want this guy to scrape over top and kill this guy in the hole. Right here. This is important. You have 3-on-2. So we got to find a creative way to block 3-on-2. And this is how we're going to do this. You got the play side guard. We're going to pull this guy to come around and take out that backer right there. Reason why? Let me show you. Big on big right here, tackle on tackle. This is a key backer. What we're going to do here is going to get creative. We're going to take this receiver and we're going to crack back on that guy right there. That's important. Get this guy out of direction because the corner will be blocked by the B back, the fullback. He's going to come out and knock out this corner. This guy's going to fake this way and take out this backside linebacker. Reason why? This guy is going to be the pass guy or a play action guy. We have a play running off of this. And the reason why we're bringing this guy across the formation is because the quarterback has to reverse out and have that action of actually handing the ball off to the A-back. We want to give that illusion. That slows down flow. It also gets these guys flowing this way. Once they see the quarterback turn his back the opposite way, the back going that way, the linebacker is going to cheat over to the left side or to the side of the back and the quarterback is facing. And that allows this play to open up. So the zoom motion comes across, and that's the mesh point right there. We're going to hand this off, and this guy should take it up right there. Should have a lot of daylight. His job is to beat that free safety guy right there. So that's far right zoom end around. Very good, productive play. You block this properly, you can have some success versus a 50 front. But that's how you want to get this thing going, far right zoom end around. Now we're going to show you next on the passing play off of this. Now this is where we're talking about sequencing plays. This is the pass play off of the first play, far right zoom end around. This one is called far right zoom end around 87B out. The reason why we call it 87B out is this: 8, 7, B out. 8 route, deep, comeback route. Boom, right there. 7 is gonna run that skinny post. The cool part about it is that he's gonna stalk up like he's going to attack the strong safety again and break to the post. B out, the B back right here, the fullback. Instead of going like he's blocking, he's just drifting out into the flat. B out right there. Same situations, same rules apply. The zoom motion here, coming across the formation, faking the mesh point. His job is to block this outside linebacker if he's attacking like this. And that's important because now you have the tailback, again, going back over this way, occupying this guy. That's important. 87 B out. This will be your first read right here. This is your second read, the backside post, and your safety valve, the out right there. So you see how the sequence of the first play allows you to the opportunity to set up the second play right off the play action. Quarterback reverses out, drops back, and can hit 1, 2, or 3. So when you sequence your plays, you're giving yourself the flexibility to confuse the defense by making sure everything looks the same. The motion is still the same. The stalking up to the strong safety is still the same. This guy's still running out here and coming back. That's the only thing that really changes. His route, he's running up the field, coming back down. But the motion's right here by the B back and by the tailback going to block that backer. So that's far right, zoom, end around, 87, B out. Now, the next, we're going to show you another formation, same formation, but another sequence of plays stemming from far right, zoom, end around. Now, the toss play is one of my favorite plays. It takes advantage of an over-aggressive defense and also takes advantage of flow. And the slight misdirection of bringing the A back across the formation is huge when this play is designed. But you see, same formation, same principle. Far right, zoom, 37 toss. And here's how you're gonna block it. We're gonna bring the zoom guy over. We're gonna show that in a second. But the 37 toss is going to the B back right there. If you have an athletic fullback or 2 tailbacks that you love to use in the backfield together, this would be a great play because it confuses the defense because you can't designate which guy is the fullback. So that's why it's important when you're building your team to get guys that are versatile, guys that are scheme versatile. They can play any position, they can block for each other. Usually teams that have 2 backs that can play either side usually do well. So I like that about it. So we're going to the B back, the fullback right here. Far right, zoom, 37 toss, which means we're attacking the 7 hole, which is the outside. How you want to block this is very simple. First off, you want to have the X. He's blocking the corner. So he's going to work this corner right here, and we're going to keep this action concentrated on this side. But backside, you got to protect. Guy is slow blocking, wants to get a chip on that backer, work his way to block the strong safety. The A back with that misdirection, that slight misdirection, is coming backside of the formation and taking out this backer. So you have, boom, blocking. Combo. The center is going to combo to the Mike backer, get him blocked. Big on big, tackle on tackle. We're going to pull the play side guard and take out this backer. Why? Because now you have the Z motion, the zoom motion, coming across the formation and leading up. He's going to perhaps take out this guy right there. You want him to take that guy out once he's flowing to the football. And this is a toss right here. So the quarterback is going to reverse out this way like he's handing off and toss it to the B-back who's sweeping around the outside with 1 man to beat. So that's far right, zoom, 37 toss. But you see how the same motion from the Z receiver, same motion from the quarterback, it allows you the opportunity to run 3 plays out of this formation using the same type of style of play. So the defense can't key on personnel, they can't key on motion, they can't key on direction. This type of play out of the original play, the end around, gives you so much flexibility. Now we got one more play to show you on how you can attack these guys. 2 more plays, on how you can attack these guys out of this formation, out of the play, and it's all about sequencing your plays so where they all fit together. And finally, we're finally going to throw the football off of the fake toss. So now you have far right, zoom, fake 37 toss, boot, 76 A flat. I know that's a lot of words, but that's how you give it the description. That's how you designate everything that has to happen in this play. Far right formation, we explained that before. Zoom will be the motion coming across. Fake 37 toss, which would be fake to this guy, the 3 back or the B back, whichever you want to call it. 76 A flat. A back right here. A guy is coming. Remember we send him back across formation throughout all of the plays? The defense will think he's coming to block this guy right here as he has done every play. But now he gets his opportunity to go out into the flat and make some money. And he's going to be your first read right there. A flat. 76 right here. 76 is the post play. You coming across, boom, he's attacking right there. That's your post. 76, corner route. Coming out, corner. That's your second read. You got time if you're lucky enough. That's your third read. And we're faking a toss. So that means right here, this guy is coming block, play side back because the quarterback is going to reverse out, fake that toss. The zoom is still coming across, and he's going to hang out here in the flat. This is pretty much a dead play for him. He's just kind of chilling over this way. Could be a dump off, it could be a safety valve. But the quarterback right here is faking the pitch. Then as he reverse pivots out to the bootleg, he's attacking the line of scrimmage. And now he has his first read, his second read, and his third read if this guy continues to keep coming across the field. But you see, far right zone, fake 37 boot, toss boot, 76 A flat. So what you have done in 4 plays you created yourself 4 plays out of 1 play. That far right zoom end around, and out of that play, out of that zoom motion, out of that action by the A back coming across the back, coming across the formation, blocking the backside linebacker, you've effectively fooled the defense into thinking one play is going one way consistently. Every time you line up, you want to make it seem like the same thing. It protects yourself against a defense grabbing onto your tendencies and effectively coming up and stopping it. But you see right here, again, far right zoom, fake 37 toss boot, 76 A flat. A lot of good things you can do out of 1 play. You can create really as many plays as you want, but you want to make sure each play stays the same type of way in order to confuse the defense. And also, I forgot to add, you want to pull this guy out right here. So what's going to happen, you want to pull the play side guard out right there, so that way you have some protection leading up and blocking. So this guy could block here, block there. You kind of attack the line of scrimmage in your regular pass protection set. But you also want to pull the play side guard toward the play as the quarterback attacks the line of scrimmage. 1, 2, 3. That should get you going. Thanks for tuning in to another edition of Inside the Laugh Hunt's Playbook.
Man, it's that old thing, perseverance, consistency, hard work. My goal is to put the same work into, my businesses, my family that I put into football, and I've been running with that mantra since I got married back in '97, that if I'm going to have a successful marriage, I got to, the same hard work and same consistency and discipline I had on the football field, I got to put it in my marriage and with my kids and with my businesses and all that. So it teaches you a lot, man. How to deal with your fellow man and not look at his color, but look at what he can do for the overall good of what you're trying to accomplish. So sports to me in general is just an incredible deal when you talk about football specifically, because of the closeness of guys. I just believe it's an amazing sport.
Welcome back to Football Game Plan's NFL All-32 show. Emory Hunt, the czar of the playbook. Game Plus Network does a great job with this football content, so make sure you keep it locked here on Game Plus Network. Let's jump right back into some more of these key games you want to keep an eye on in this Week 18 schedule. Another one, Pittsburgh at Baltimore. This one means something. Reason being, number 1, it's a big rivalry game. Number 2, it could potentially be Ben Roethlisberger's last game of his career, and we could also see the return of Lamar Jackson. So you have a lot going into this game. The reason why it's still important, you have the Pittsburgh Steelers needing to win and a little bit of help. As long as they win and this Chargers-Raiders game doesn't end in a tie, the Steelers have punched their ticket to the playoffs. If Baltimore wins and they get help from Indianapolis losing to Jacksonville and the Raiders beating the Chargers, then the Ravens get into the playoffs. So a lot riding on this ball game. That's why I'm glad we had this one later in the day. And it should be an exciting one at that, because when you think about Baltimore and what they potentially could be doing or could have done had they beaten the Steelers the first time, but they decided to go for 2. Had they beaten the Rams, that they had that game won, all throughout the game, and then they gave it up late, the late touchdown to Odell Beckham Jr. Had they beaten the Packers, in which they had a lead, but they went for 2 and they lost that game. They could easily be already in the playoffs with Tyler Huntley as their quarterback. He's played well, but now you get Lamar Jackson back in this game going up against Steelers offense that is probably, to put it best, inconsistent. Najee Harris has gone over 1,000 yards. Credit to him. Outstanding rookie season. Ben Roethlisberger, to put it nicely, hasn't been playing Ben Roethlisberger-like football all season long. So you look at the Ravens having an opportunity here to win and get some help. Now, granted, they won't know while they're winning or if they win if the Jaguars have beaten the Colts because they are playing at the same time. And so that's going to make this one very fascinating. But just from how they play, and you have to take the better quarterback in this situation. Right now, if it's Tyler Huntley versus Ben Roethlisberger, it's Tyler Huntley. If it's Lamar Jackson versus Ben Roethlisberger, it's Lamar Jackson. And the difference between this game and the game that we saw earlier, the Steelers offense was mowing through this Ravens defense. I feel like the Ravens defense has gotten better over the last month, and I think that's a different matchup now than it was earlier. So I will take the Ravens to win in this ball game. We touched on that Colts-Jags game. The Colts really need to win. If they don't win and the Steelers win and this Raiders-Chargers game ends in a tie, then both the Raiders-Chargers would be in and the Steelers will be in, and then the Colts will be out the playoffs. So they really need to win against Jacksonville. But that brings us to the last game here on the schedule that we're going to talk about today. Raiders, Chargers, win and you're in situation. You can't ask for any better opportunity if you're a football player. And this is the key thing here. We've seen the Raiders look flat at times. We've seen them come back and play really good football. We found them in this position right now where they can win and get into the playoffs considering all that went on. But they have to find a way to flatline their play. If they jump into this ball game with the lapse in productivity against a Chargers team that works touchdown to check down the passing game, they could lose. The Chargers defense really has to make sure they get out to a great start early against Derek Carr. Don't allow him any life to come back and try to help this team win. It's because I like the Chargers offense to be a little bit more consistent than what we've seen from the Raiders. I think the Chargers will get the win here. Justin Herbert, second-year quarterback. Joe Burrow, second-year quarterback. Jalen Hurts, second-year quarterback. All will be in the playoffs this year. That's my prediction. That's how I see it ending the 2021 NFL regular season before we go into the postseason and be back here. So that's it for this week's episode. I'm Emory Hunt, the czar of the playbook. Be sure to follow me on all of my social media accounts. Twitter at FBall Gameplan. Instagram is all one word, Football Gameplan. And on YouTube at youtube.com/Football Gameplan. And we will see you guys next week in the playoffs.
It's D-U-E-U till I see you by this point. You're reading my mind. It's time for football. We about to keep this thing moving. I'm about it. You're with it. Let's do it. We gon' make this thing official. You heard me? If you're the best, then let's prove it. The goal is set to have a team become a unit. Man, we about to keep this thing moving. I'm about it. You're with it. Let's do it. We gon' make this thing official. You heard me? If you're the best, then let's prove it. The goal is set to have a team become a unit. Yeah.